Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic is one that's probably crossed your mind at some point, especially if you've ever found yourself questioning who you really are. How can you know that you're not straight? Yep, we're diving into that rainbow colored pool of self discovery. You see, just like with pizza toppings, everyone has different tastes. Some people know right off the bat that they're all about pepperoni, aka they're straight, while others are more into a veggie supreme, aka they're into the same sex, both sexes, or somewhere in between. And some, well, they're still figuring out if they even like pizza at all. So, how do you know if you're not straight? Let's break it down into some bite sized pieces. I've got some interesting comments from Reddit and Quora as well. Hashtag 1. Who do you fantasize about? Who pops into your mind when you're daydreaming? Or let's be real, when you're trying to fall asleep at night? If it's someone of the same sex, or if it varies, that's a pretty solid clue that you might not be 100% straight. For example, one person shared, "My mom told me I'd like boys when I was older, and I believed her. But I got to a point where I was 14 and had never liked any boy, ever. Not a single crush, celebrity or otherwise. And I just kind of had an oh shit, I'm gay moment. I kept quiet about it because I didn't want to get bullied. But I think the biggest thing that kept me from realizing I was a lesbian early in life was that I never had a crush on any girls around my age either. But I did get crushes on teachers and older women. But yeah, 100% gay, though I've never been interested in women around my age." Another person shared, "I was 11 when I started making art and creating OCs, original characters. I never really made a straight couple. I always coupled the girls together. Also, as soon as I heard that you could be called they, it kind of flipped a switch in my mind like, huh, I'd like that." Hatu, who are you attracted to in real life? When you're out in public, who catches your eye? If you're checking out people of the same gender or more than one gender, that's another sign. It's like being at a buffet. Your plate says a lot about what you're into. If you find yourself equally interested in multiple dishes, you might not be straight. And that's cool. Variety is the spice of life, right? Someone shared their experience. For me, when I was around 15, I realized I was never interested in boys or men. At 17, some guy asked me out, and I tried dating for 6 months. That's when I realized I didn't feel any spark, any feelings, or interest in him. It actually took me another year or so to work out who and what I love. Another story. I had been dating this boy because he asked me out, and I thought, why not? But it had been a year, and I felt nothing for him. Like nothing. And all the girls in my year were obsessed with this one popular boy. I didn't see anything special about him, but his girlfriend, head over heels. And one more. My Jewish friend in high school asked me what my definition of homosexual was, and I replied with, "What do you want to do to me?" 3. How do you feel about the label? Now let's talk labels. Some folks feel like the label straight just doesn't fit. It's like trying on a pair of jeans that looked great in the store, but now that you're home, you're like, something's off. If straight feels too tight, too loose, or just not right, it might be time to explore other labels, like bi, pan, queer, or something else that resonates with you. One person shared, "You think you might be gay when you're 11 and you think that someday you'll have a boyfriend and be happy. You're in the locker room and you easily overcome the taboo against staring. Can't stop staring, in fact. You date a girl, finally at 14, and after kissing her, you think, this is what everyone thinks I should want. And you're close to tears. You're fascinated with your best friend and terrified to tell him, to tell anyone, because of what they might think. You're tired of lying, of faking, of being something other than you. You stare at the beautiful pictures, wishing over and over again that you could just, but then you close the magazine. Yeah, that's when you think you might be gay. And then at some point, you give yourself just the slightest bit of permission. You reach out and touch a boy's hand, and he smiles. Or the day when a special person's lips come towards you and your eyes actually close. And you feel his hands on you, and you're on fire, and it's so warm that you stop thinking at all for just a moment. And for just that moment, for the first time, you stop feeling the fear that has been with you for what feels like forever. And you think, maybe I am, and it's going to be okay. 4. Do you feel confused or uncertain? If you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what I am, well, that's okay too. Sexuality can be fluid. It's not a destination, it's more of a journey. And sometimes that journey has a few twists and turns. If you're feeling uncertain, it might mean you're still figuring things out, and that's totally normal. You're not alone. Many people take time to fully understand their sexuality. Here's a personal story. I have 3 stories of my discovery, some old, some new, and some possible discoveries. How I found out I was bi. I was like 12 years old, and a friend of mine mentioned thinking he was bi, so I asked him what that meant. He explained it, and I was like, I like boys and girls too. And then I procrastinated my bi discovery for like another 2 to 3 years, and then I was like, oh, I don't have to date only boys. I knew that. How I found out I was ace. I was with my now ex, and he was like, let's bang. And I was like, oh, no, thanks. I want to play video games. We broke it off because he was an abusive prick. But so I thought I didn't want to sleep with him because of that. But then I started dating my current boyfriend and didn't want to sleep with him either. And when we did, I was like, meh. Realized I see absolutely nothing sexual about anyone, only aesthetic attraction. How I found out I was pan, maybe. Thought about my bi-ness and came to the realization that I don't care for preferences. I just see people and think, yeah, that's friend-shaped, and they look as good as a neatly folded blankie. Me-like. So I changed bi to pan. It's a long process and full of oops, wrong assumption types of questions and hyperfixations. But if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. Let's chat about your thoughts, experiences, or any questions you have. See you next time, and remember, love who you love and be proud of who you are.